Chapter 14, Lesson 3 is comparing and ordering fractions. So, in this section, the kids will have to determine which one is bigger and which one is smaller in terms of a fraction. So, there are two things that they need to remember. Number one, if denominator the same, whatever is larger on top is the larger fraction. So, larger numerator implies larger fraction. Okay. However, number two, if numerator the same. Okay, this time around, the larger denominator implies smaller fractions. Okay, so clearly, if there's visual aid, it's easy. But not all problems will have visual aid. And we cannot expect our kids to draw and divide properly. So the way to teach them really is to remember this. So when we're comparing or we're ordering, this is the best tool already. Okay, so in problem number 2 of letter A, it gives us 3 fractions. There's a figure that comes with it, but I will not discuss with the use of the figure. I will discuss with the use of the tool I gave. So this is 1/3, and then there's a 1/2, and then there's a 1/4. Okay, the question says arrange from the smallest to the greatest. So if we are looking at this, all the numerator are the same. So we're on the second type. Okay, which means the larger the denominator, the smaller the fraction. So therefore, one thing that you could use as a tool is if they want from the smallest to the greatest, you enumerate number 1, the smallest. So this is the smallest. Okay, then this would be number 2, and this would be number 3 before they list it down, so that they won't forget and they won't get confused. So again, this is a tool that I would suggest that they use rather than depending on the figures. If we keep our kids being dependent on the figure, come exam time, if there's no figure, they'll get panicked. So again, it's best to teach them the rules. So if we had to list from smallest to greatest, the smallest is 1/4, then 1/3, then 1/2. So parents, these are the 2 rules that we need to teach our kids. We need to make sure when we teach them that we understand what we're teaching, or else they won't understand it as well. So same denominator means if the numerator is larger, that's a bigger fraction. Okay, if the numerator are the same, the larger the denominator is, the smaller the fraction is. That concludes lesson 3 of chapter 14. See you in the next lesson.